it was stunning.
Mm-hmm.
It was really stunning to see. I'm used to seeing stuff like that in other countries. It troubles me a lot. It bothers me that the stereotype of African countries is that it's one coup after another, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this looked like a coup. And I'm used to seeing them, in certain, African countries, or maybe even in South America. You've seen governments that have had turnover because, the military, for example, rose up and overthrew the government.
Right.
And here we had what ultimately turned out to at least appear to be. Let me back up for a second. I recognize that there is temptation on all sides, and I think of things on a spectrum rather than a binary. But there's a temptation to define things in ways that are beneficial to one's own argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I could say they were trying to overthrow the government. And the folks who participated in the January 6th riot or insurrection or whatever it is that you want to call it, protest, they would call it a protest, would say that they were not looking to overthrow the government, but they were wanting to make sure that the correct government was installed. So perspective is so important. Framing is so important, right?
Exactly.
And one of the important things about being able to have civil conversations is being honest and being generous, if you will, in giving credence to another person's framing.
I agree.
So somebody who participated in the January 6th event
Mm-hmm.
is going to define it perhaps a different way from the way that I might want to define it, right? So I want to acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
But the point of the matter is that here we are, it is January 6th, 2024,
Mm-hmm.
and we are coming up on another election.
Yes.
And whoever wins, I can imagine that there will be a whole lot of people who are really unhappy
Mm-hmm.
about that. And so we also want to think about what happens after the
Mm-hmm.
next election. How do we continue as a nation
Mm-hmm.
to live in community with each other under circumstances that could be so threatening or upsetting, uh, unwanted for so many people? And then you have the people for whom whatever system continues after or
Mm-hmm.
develops after, for whom that system works really well.
Right.
And so, they have a horse in the race in the sense of wanting to keep the status quo.
Right.
Right. So there's always this tension that happens in society. It's just, I think, at this moment in time, with the issues being what they are, and then the technology being available as it is,
Mm-hmm.
we are feeling that tension more acutely, and we're able to engage with each other more directly than we've ever been able to before.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to contribute to helping folks to have the tools that allow that engagement to happen in a healthy, productive way.
Absolutely.